Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Game God Fluent, bringing you episode 3 of Let's Play Avernum Escape from the Pit. Sorry about the choppy intro. Alright, let's go ahead and get into this. Last episode, we fought a boss in this starting area. And, I just get situated here. We're about to head, apparently, topside up these steps. So let's go and see what's good up here. Alright. We are in some sort of pit. You emerge from the dark tunnels and your claustrophobia is immediately replaced with vertigo. You are in a fort with a gigantic cavern, within a gigantic cavern. The stone ceiling arcs hundreds of feet over your head. As your eyesight adjusts, you look around at the world of Avernum for the first time. You are inside what looks like some sort of fort. It is made of huge blocks of stone, roughly mortared together. Wood must be rare down here, only the doors are made of it. There are a few odd trees nearby, more fungus than wood. Then, when your awe at this strange sight fades, you notice the warriors. They stand around the lip of the pit you are in, weapons drawn. Some of them have bows pointed at you, ready to fire. As you prepare to defend yourself, a man comes running toward the lip of the pit from the south. "Stop! Stop!" he shouts. "Don't fire! Let me talk!" The south would be down here, I guess. A small man runs up towards you, waving his arms. His skin is incredibly pale in the strange light of the fungal ceiling. When he reaches you, he stops and bends over, hands on his knees, breathing heavily. When he regains his breath, he says, "Don't attack! I am Andrew, the greeter. We are Avernites. We are here to welcome and help you." "Why weren't you there when I arrived?" "There were difficulties. Not all who arrive are peaceful. One such thug stole a key and locked the gates to the arrival caves. We were preparing to break in and retake the tunnels when the gates opened from within. A thug named Logren just came out this way. Did you catch him?" Andrew looks embarrassed. "We tried. When he ran out, his face was covered. By the time we were sure he was the killer and not an innocent arrival, he had already fled." "I was the one who defeated him." Andrew takes a step back and inspects you. "You have the look of a warrior with some potential. It is good. With all the forces that threaten us, Avernum needs warriors like you." Let me go ahead and sit up, guys. 1 second. Kind of laid back there. Alright. I'm sure he will be found. What happens to me? "Well, your new life begins. Now that you have emerged, I have something to say to you." "Excuse me, yes?" As Andrew speaks, the guards nearby watch solemnly. Each of them went through the same ceremony at the beginning of a new life. Andrew says, "On behalf of Avernum, I welcome you to your new home here in the darkness. Our lot is hard, but we are free of the crushing hand of the Empire. We offer you peace and aid, as long as you aid us in return." He smiles weakly. "That is all. We have some aid for you. Then you can go out and start your new life." "You called yourself the greeter." "It is my task. I wait for the new arrivals, such as yourselves, and welcome them." He bows. "Welcome to Avernum." "Tell me more about Avernum." "Avernum is what we call this place. Countless miles of tunnels, caverns, and icy subterranean rivers. It is your new home." He smiles sadly. "Avernum, what does that word mean?" "In ancient times, Avernum was one of the names for the Underworld. It was the place where souls were sent to be judged when their lives were over. Appropriate, yes?" "Why are you welcoming me?" "It's my job. I'm here to ease the considerable shock of being cast into the Underworld, of course. So, welcome to the Underworld." He pauses to think. "Also, I'm here to say where you can get information about Avernum and supplies." Andrew nods to you. "Is there any other way I can help you settle in?" You wait to see if you have any more questions. How can you help me?" "We can provide 2 things for you here, supplies and information. Once you know where you can go and have a few coins to get yourself established, we send you on your way." Information is always useful. Thero is the town sage. He lives and works in the building just a little bit to the southwest. He's a bit glum, but he does his job well. He will answer your questions as best he can. Of course, you should get supplies first. I can get supplies. To prevent certain problems, new arrivals are sent to Tor to get modest supplies to support themselves until they find work. He's in the buildings to the south. We've found doing otherwise results in desperate, dangerous, and violent new citizens. This way you'll have a fair chance. What you do with it when you leave here is your business. Can't I just stay here? That is a common question. I'm afraid not. This fort is small, and we already have all the defenders we need. The rest of Avernum needs you. Can I return to the surface? A common question? No, I would abandon any hope of ever seeing the sun again. The sooner you give up on that, the sooner you can begin to make a new life here. I refuse to accept that. There must be a way out. Andrew shrugs. I did not expect you to believe me. That comes in time. One day you will settle in. Life here is hard, but it has its own rewards and moments of beauty. Do you need anything else? Nope, that is it. That's all for now, thanks. There are guards watching the entrance to the arrival caves, ready to stop anyone dangerous or violent who might emerge. Alas, as you have seen, their system is not as secure as it could be. Okay, see if there's anything on the ground here. I'm watching you, portal guard. There is an Avernite wandering around the streets of the fort looking for new arrivals. He wears a jerkin of thick lizard hide and a bow of black wood hangs from his shoulder. The moment he sees you, he almost rushes to greet you. Welcome to Avernum, he says. I am Veron. You look newly arrived, and if you don't mind me saying, a bit aimless. I have an opportunity for you. Who are you looking for? People like you, people with talents, skill with a blade or with magic, the sort of people who could help Avernum. Help Avernum to what? Veron looks grim. To survive. Our battles are, whether you like it or not, your battles. Your aid may be the thing that tilts the balance in the favor of every human in the Underworld. What is this opportunity? The opportunity to fight for Avernum so that we can all survive, and in return you can gain what little renown and comfort as is available in this dark place. Tell me more. He nods. A wise choice. You should go to Silvar, west of here, and meet the mayor. I have been sent to recruit people like you, and I think you will find the work to your liking. That is all. I will leave you to regain your bearings. He nods and walks off, looking for other potential recruits. Okay, let's come in here. It is, sign says Tor Supplies. Newcomers get their starting equipment here. Alright, Tor. There's a tall man sitting behind the counter wearing bronze armor. Behind him is a large rack of crude stone and bronze weapons. He recognizes you as a new arrival in an instant. Don't recognize you, and I recognize everyone. You must be new. He rises and shakes your hand. You can see how desperately pale years down here have made him. I am Tor. I'm here to give you some supplies before you go on your way. What do you do here? Well, sometimes I maintain the weapons of the guards. Sometimes I guard travelers going to Silvar, but I spend most of my time giving supplies to newcomers. What is Silvar? Silvar is the closest town to the west. A very good place to find work if you need it. You should ask Therrell about it. His office is the next building to the south. Do the weapons need lots of maintenance? He looks back at them with disdain. Pretty crude work, huh? Good metal is rare down here. Tools to work it rarer still. And enchanted items, good luck finding them. Magical items, they can be found. Sometimes, some are made at the Tower of Magi. Also, when Avernum was first discovered, the Empire sent many explorers down here. A lot of them were killed, but their equipment remains. Such items are rare and valuable and precious, though. I wouldn't go hunting them. Better to live a peaceful life in one of the forts, I think. Excuse me, we'll record that. Tor sits behind the counter. He occasionally looks back at the large rack of crude weapons, checking his inventory. Any other way I can help you, or will you be moving on? Can I have some supplies? Tor nods, makes some notes on a scroll made of crude parchment, and hands you a pouch, some dried meat, and a loaf of unappealing, slightly gray bread. 200 coins, dried meat, and bread. This is the starting allowance all new arrivals are given to help them get established. We want you to become productive citizens of Avernum as soon as possible. Good luck to you. Where do you get the supplies you give out? Some are sent here by the army, others are sent by the Empire. Sometimes they give us weapons and food and other things. We find them in the arrival caves with the new exiles. 2 here. Okay. Thank you, Tor. And I should hit G, but it's going to be a lot of not mine, yeah. We could grab these candles, though. If you take it and someone sees you, you can get in trouble. So we don't want to take any of that stuff. New arrivals may receive guidance and reassurance here. The sliths are out there. We are trapped. You see a slender, worried-looking man wearing the robes of a mage. Somehow, despite the crude surroundings, he is impeccably dressed. He sits behind a desk laden with books and scrolls. When you enter, he lets out a world-weary sigh. Ah, another arrival. Another unfortunate. I am Thero, and I can give you information you can use to settle into life here. Alas, the news is all bad. You can tell me about Avernum. He grimaces. I'm here to help you, even if the help causes great pain. Help me? Well, every day or so, our benevolent overlords above hurl a few more souls into this hellish cesspit. Then they come to me, and I tell them just how bad things are here. He chuckles dryly. Normally, I'd be cheery, but today I'm just not in the mood. Anyway, I'm here to give information. I have another question. Thero looks up from behind the desk and grimaces. You want to know more? I will tell you what I can, but learning more about Avernum only leads to despair. You give information. Yes, for example, on our lovely neighbors, the Nephilim and the Slith Zerakai, or on your chances for escape, or on how you get supplies, or on the local politics. The Nephilim you've heard of, there are many of them on the surface. However, until you arrived in Avernum, you have never heard of the Slith Zerakai. What are the Slith Zerakai? Lizard men, only live below ground. Intelligent, powerful fighters, very magically talented. We've been at war with them for years, and lately things have been at a stalemate. They live to the west. Who runs things down here? Each town has a mayor. The mayors form a council. The council co-rules with King Micah, lord of our homey little pit. Micah lives in the Great Cave. To get there, go a ways south and a ways west. By the way, the council meets in the castle. It's a place you should know about. What is the castle? It is our pride and joy. We built a real castle of rocks, crude magic, and spit. King Micah lives there, orchestrating our desperate defenses. You should see it. It's reasonably impressive. It's in the Great Cave to the southeast. Did he say southeast or southwest? Whoops. Where should I go? I hear you can fight. Avernum needs that to delay the inevitable. There are 2 settlements near here. Tell me more. Duvno is to the north, or Duvno is to the north. It's a farming community ravaged by Nephilim raids. You'd have better luck at Silvar to the west. It is the largest settlement nearby, and the mayor is always looking for warriors. I would go there first, I think, if I was a warrior, which happily I am not. Duvno to the north, Silvar to the west. That's all for now, thanks. Door is locked, and our tool use... It's not high enough to pick it. Dunbar. You see a worn and scarred middle-aged man. He has the thin, washed-out look you already associate with many years in Avernum. You hope your time here is kinder to you. He carries a potted plant and a shovel. He nods to you and sets down the pot for a moment. I'm Dunbar, he says. Welcome. What's your job? I'm the groundskeeper, and gardener, and fix-it man. I like gardening best, but I do what they need. Tell me about the plants. Well, we've bred some pretty weird plants down here. All sorts of mushrooms for food and fodder. Those weird twisted trees give what little wood we have, and so on. Mages make the plants, I grow them. You eat the mushrooms? Yes, and not much else. You'll get sick of them before too long, but they're food, and that's what counts. How do trees grow down here? Amazing, aren't they? The roots dig into the rock and the leaves absorb moisture from the air. They get light from the fungus above. I can't figure out how the scrawny things stay alive, but they do. I've never heard of trees like these. That's because they were created down here by the wizards. They live in a tower to the south or something. All the wizards go there. They do all the standard weird stuff with demons and such, but they make plants too. Without them, we'd all be dead. You walk around with Dunbar as he tends to the fort. Sometimes he repairs the walls, and sometimes he tends to the small fungal gardens. How long have you been down here? Hard to tell. Tough to keep track of years without being able to see the sun. Sometimes they say what year it is, but I don't see why I should believe them. They can't see the sun any more than I can. But a long time? Yes, a long time. Building, fighting, tending to my garden. He looks down at a vicious scar on his arm. I like the gardening best. Okay. Nice, Dunbar. What is this a statue of? This is a storeroom where the surface goods the Empire occasionally sends down through the portal are stored before they're distributed throughout Avernum. Understandably, goods from the surface are very valuable down here. Oh, Lovely crystal. I could easily get away with theft in here. It seems. Let's not. Let's head up this way. Bucket of water. Visitors' chambers. Feel free to rest here. Okay. Other visitors' chambers. Fort Avernum Barracks. You talk with the guard for a while, but you don't learn anything interesting. I'm watching you. See, we could easily steal. Maybe not easily, but... Wine brewed from cavewood fruit and lichen, all natural and organic, also horrible. Guess I'm not gonna steal. There's Veron. Acacia. You meet a powerfully built woman. She wears chainmail with the sun insignia painted on the chest. It is faded and chipped, but still visible. Her reddish cheeks contrast strongly with the paleness of the rest of her skin. She sizes you up and nods slightly. Heard you've been fighting from the moment you got here. You didn't just curl up and die. I approve. She shakes your hand. I'm Acacia. Are you a soldier here? Yes, I'm the guard captain for the barracks here at Fort Avernum. We've got a bunch of good men here, and when the Nephilim come for us, we'll give them a good run. We work best on defense. Why are the Nephilim attacking you? They were thrown down here by the Empire, just like us, but they've always hated humans. We haven't attacked anybody. We just want some caves to call our own. Not good enough for our foes. They won't rest until every human is on their dinner plates. Tell me about this fort. It's one of the most important places in the whole Underworld. For us, I mean. If the Nephilim take Fort Avernum, arriving humans fall into their hands. And then, she draws her thumb across her neck and makes a charming noise. Have another question? Acacia says, I've got guard duty, and from the look of you, you're ready to go out and look for action. What do you want before I go? What is that design on your armor? You point out the insignia. It's a crude drawing of the sun. It's our symbol, the seal of Avernum. It reminds us of where we came from, and where we hope to return to. Any advice on where I should go? Anywhere. Wherever you go, there will be someone trying to take our land or find a tasty human to eat, though most warriors who arrive here head west to Silvar first. The mayor there has a soft spot for new arrivals. Of course, some people want to find a way to escape the Underworld. Fools, if you ask me. We had one of them through just a few weeks ago. Tell me more. Well, I met him. Someone tried to use one of those strange blue crystals to make a portal to the surface. It was a mad idea, and it wouldn't work. We made the fool leave before he gave any of the new exiles ideas. What was his name? Oh, I can't remember. He said he was heading up to Formello, though. They're welcome to him. People who trifle with unknown magics are dangerous to everyone around them. What strange blue crystals? When the first people arrived in Avernum, they found a few of these bizarre crystals. When you looked into them, they talked to you, spoke in your mind. Most of them are lost, but there are still a few around if you look hard. Some of them even teach interesting things, when they don't drive you mad. Alright. Thank you, Acacia. Watch the walls. Need more cattle. Janice. We can take fishing poles. Oh, we can take javelins. For reals? And they're iron instead of crude. We'll take the javelins. Anything else? Can't take the iron bars. Can take the lanterns. Or the lamps. Don't know if we'll need light sources or anything. Bolt of cloth worth 40. Okay. It's F3. Hello, Janice. You meet a middle-aged woman who seems to be in a big hurry. Like everyone else you've met, she's extremely pale. She's holding a crude clipboard. She nods to you. Greetings, I'm Janice. Don't come to me for supplies. I just count them. I don't give them out. What are you doing? I'm in charge of supplies for the fort. The soldiers, they do their own cooking, but I'm the one they come to for the food. And weapons and clothes. It's tedious work, but it keeps me busy as long as Therl is stationed out here. Tell me about the soldiers. Yes, good lads and lasses, everyone. Well, most everyone anyway. Just between you and me, the best gets sent to the front. The front? To the north, where all the Nephilim are, and to the west to fight the Slith Zerakai. Avernum is a land of constant warfare. I doubt Andrew told you that when you arrived. He didn't want you to succumb to despair. Not right away, anyway. Janice continues to make her way among the piles of crates, taking an inventory of the supplies freshly arrived from the surface. Where do these supplies come from? The Empire. They send things down we need to survive from time to time. Livestock, food, alchemical supplies. They arrive in the caves below along with the people, and we send carts down to haul them out. Why does the Empire give us things? It is a mystery. Maybe a few officials on the surface have actual honor, and they don't want us to die. Or more likely, it is a reward for something Avernum does for them. What might that be? I don't know. Nobody tells me. She taps her clipboard nervously with a chipped fingernail, eager to return to work. That's all for now, thanks. Something that Avernum does for them. That's pretty interesting. Okay, we're in some sort of establishment here. Cave cow. These cows have only just arrived from the surface, sent through the same portal that delivered you. They look quite displeased with their new surroundings and fodder. You wonder why the Empire is supplying Avernum with fresh livestock. Perhaps these were bad cows, naughty and rebellious. And Emperor Hawthorne's bovine agents punish their disloyalty with eternal exile. I mean, take their bags of meal. I could use that. You meet a young woman with long black hair. She is sitting at a table eating a bowl of thin lizard soup. Her skin has not yet attained the paleness of one who has spent a lot of time in Avernum. When you get close, her head jerks up. When she has seen who you are, she returns to her soup, disappointed. Have a seat, fellow exile. I'm Warwick. We might as well regain our strength before we go out into the wilds. You seem like a recent arrival. Why were you sent down here? She looks down at the table. I have already learned that is a rude question to ask. People are sent to Avernum because their secrets are revealed. Once here, they want them to become secrets again. She turns away. Warwick is still sitting at the table contemplating her soup. What do you want? Have you arrived recently at Fort Avernum? No, I have been here for weeks, asking people if they have heard of the one who was sent down before me. Her name was Anastasia. She was sent here a few years ago, and I don't want to leave until I know where she is. I haven't met anyone named Anastasia, but I'll remember that you're looking for her. Thank you, I would appreciate that. Despondent, she turns back to her soup. Thin lizard soup. Fort says Fort Avernum Barracks. Anything we can actually grab? Oh, we can take a tunic. It's 4% armor, but it's not as good as what we're using. Oh, cloak. We're allowed to take the cloak. Pants. What I like about this is there's so many slots of armor and stuff. There's a belt, a ring, an amulet, a gauntlet, a pipe. We haven't found a shop yet. La la la. Diane. Tra-la-la. The sign says Avernum Memorial to the 94,000 souls who have been imprisoned here. The number has been sanded out and recarved many times. Wow. Gonna go and light a smoke. Press F3. I do want to check how much time we've been playing, and that's going to crash the game. But we have been playing for 26 minutes. Oh, it does not crash it. Or did it? It's not letting me get back into it. Okay. Continue. Sorry about this, guys. 1 second. Okay, guys, I have fixed the issue by playing in a window. If you get wounded, don't forget about your minor heal spell. You start out knowing it. So we'll just have to play in this window. It's not perfectly ideal, but it works. You see a quiet, frail woman. She is picking mushrooms. They are big, bloated, brown things, different from any such fungus you ever saw on the surface. When she notices that you are watching her, she blushes and stares into her basket. Greetings, she says in a quiet voice. I am Diane. Those are big mushrooms. Aren't they? Lovely things, though the taste is bitter. They are most of what we eat down here, and drink, and what we feed our livestock. They don't grow on the surface. No, the wizards of the Tower of Magi created them, using ordinary mushrooms and powerful magic. We depend on them. Without them, we could not live down here. Diane is still picking mushrooms. She smiles shyly at you. What do you do here? I came here with Tor, my husband. Now that I am here, I help as best I can, by cooking mainly. You're the cook? Well, a couple times a week. I cook meals for everyone here. I'm actually a very good musician and I sing, but there's not much call for that around the fort. Oh well, we won't be here forever. Could you sing something for me? She sings a song for you which you've never heard before. It is long and sad about life in caves and missing the sun above. She has a beautiful voice. I met Tor. He gave me some supplies. Ah, yes, your arrival allotment. We all got it when we came down here. Otherwise, everyone who arrived in Avernum would be poor and desperate. Then they'd rob people and end up in the abyss. What is the abyss? It's far to the west of here. It's where we send the criminals. Not everyone the Empire sends down is kind or sane. Those who can't live with us in peace are sent to the abyss to live apart. You banish them. Doesn't that make you as bad as the Empire? She frowns. That's a foolish thing to say. There is still such a thing as evil and such a thing as justice. If you wish to live with thugs and murderers, go to the abyss. We won't stop you. Having said that, she calms down and returns to her mushrooms. So I noticed the dialogue is a little bit different than like Geneforge dialogue and dialogue in the other games where, or in like Queen's Wish, where if I say one thing, The first thing may have another thing that gets, like say I hit, why are the Nephilim attacking you? Tell me about the fort may disappear and it may be another thing. Then we'd have to go back and click the other option again. So let's go back and see, just make sure if we didn't. Who is Thero? She sighs mightily. My husband, the sage. He helps the new arrivals get acclimated. Being here depresses him terribly, being at the border and all. He's worried? Yes, about the Nephilim. He's convinced they'll storm the fort any day now. Who knows, he may be right. What are the Nephilim? Ah, the doom of all of us if the Sliths don't get us first. Lots of them have been sent down here along with the humans. Many migrate to lower caverns, but many more stay here, determined to take our land. A large tribe of them lives to the north. They don't usually arrive at Fort Avernum, by the way. They tend to appear to the north. See, there's different options. And we get different information. Veron. I'd like to know more about your offer. I've said all I have to say. You should go west to Silvar. The mayor can say more. Now please excuse me. He nods and walks off, looking for other potential recruits. Yeah, let's go back and see if there was any special dialogue we missed. Mm-hmm. Did I not click this stuff? Yes, for example, our lovely neighbors the Nephilim and the Slithzerikai, or for your chances for escape, or how you get supplies, or on the local politics. Oh yeah. What are the Slithzerikai, lizardmen? Who runs things down here? Yeah, that went into the castle, see? And it missed that. It missed, what are our chances of escaping Avernum? Or who runs things down here? Oh wait, that went to the castle, right? What are our chances of escaping Avernum? No chance, none whatsoever. We all stay down here until monsters hunt us down like dogs. Not a very cheery guy. So I'll have to pay a little more attention to dialogue. Okay. Dunbar. How do the plants grow without sunlight? Not sure, but there's plenty of warmth and wet for them. There's volcanic vents everywhere, see? They make everything smell and they're dangerous, but the warmth keeps us all alive. So we learn there's volcanic vents. Let's see. Okay, we talked to Diane. Got some guards here. Big mushrooms. Looks like that is the end of Fort Avernum. Oh, there's something here. Unauthorized Avernites keep out. Avernites, not Avernites, Avernites. Let's easily steal all this stuff. Well, the bars at least. Tool use isn't high enough to pick. We'll take the candle. Ooh, we'll take the flawed crystal. No merchant in Fort Avernum. Maybe over here. You've earned some experience. And nobody's around. Scroll of group heal. More XP. thing. There is a spellbook chained to this pedestal. The name of the owner is carefully inscribed on the spine. Theryl's Knowledge Compendium. It's very impolite to look at a mage's spellbook, but if you took a peek inside this one, it probably wouldn't hurt. Unless, of course, it was trapped. Read the book and hope it's not trapped. Let's leave first. F3. Read the book and hope it's not trapped. Most of the contents are very basic, no help to you. There is, however, a description of a powerful ancient holy rite. It's rather out of place in this book. It's very interesting reading, though. You can improve your knowledge of the spell Call Storm here. You concentrate and try to memorize it. Your group's total arcane lore needs to be at least 7 to learn this spell. Unfortunately, you aren't able to understand it. It's interesting. I'm watching you. Alright, so I guess that's Fort Avernum. So, in F3, and head out. You step out of Fort Avernum and you get your first good look at your new home. You are at the east end of an enormous cavern many miles across. In the dim green light, you can look out through the mist and see a huge forest of the strange fungal trees. A dark river flows by to the south, and to the west you can dimly make out the lights of a town. Although you're far underground, it's not as quiet and peaceful as you thought it would be. Sounds echo well in this cavern. You can dimly make out the hisses of lizards, flowing water, and unnervingly the growls of distant humanoids. Your journey into Avernum is about to begin. Okay. So here we are. So there's a nothing town to the north, but I'd still like to go visit it. The sign says Fort Avernum 7 miles to the south. Wow, we just walked 7 miles. Formello 40 miles north. Beware bandit territory to north. Okay, let's see how long we've been playing. Whoops. Yeah, that's gonna do that, isn't it? 37 minutes, okay. Where'd my mouse go? No! Nice that there's fog of war. Let's come up here and see what this shack is. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, we could go to this little farming town. Or we could go to Silvar. We're going to end up going north anyway, so let's come down this way. Silvar 7 miles west. All distances subject to being changed by cave quakes. Here's a campsite. You see in the middle of this grove of twisted trees a huge group of gremlins. These strange manic creatures are rare on the surface. They're very cheery, but sometimes very volatile and dangerous. Strangely, this group doesn't seem happy at all. In fact, they seem downright suicidal. They lie around on their backs, shaking their heads and occasionally sobbing. Approach and talk to them. You carefully step forward. Some of them approach and sniff you. They seem to be smelling for something. Soon they decide that you are completely uninteresting. Then they rush forward and unceremoniously kick you out of their grove. When you look back, you see that they've returned to their apathetic, mournful state. You must not have had anything that cheers them up. Wine, maybe? I don't know. Let's see who these people are. Get back here. There's a patrol of Avernite militiamen watching the road between Fort Avernum and Silvar. Their weapons and armor are crude and dented, clearly passed down from warrior to warrior for decades. They warn you to watch out for goblins and bandits and then continue their patrol. And here is Silvar, presumably. So I'm going to save here and say thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're enjoying the LP and will join me for more. We're in the Eastern Gallery, just starting out. So much more to see. It's going to be a ton of fun, so I hope you'll join me. Come on back for more. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for every single view and watch. Much love, peace, and joy. Take care, and I'll see you next time again with much more Avernum to come. Escape from the pit. So long.